It's time for coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning. And welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. This
Um,
adorable cat is Kristin Odell of
meow,
KLO
meow.
LLC. And I'm Tina Prigge of Vagabond Creative Studio. Can you even understand me at all?
I can, but it's making me laugh so much. I
I
think
would
you
be a
should have to
terrible
talk.
vampire.
Sorry,
I'd be a terrible vampire.
I'm trying to not have my microphone bothered by my collar. I know that doesn't look normal, but we're gonna go with it.
Mary
Um,
says, good morning. Mary, we're just channeling your energy with our mediocre costumes here.
I feel like you should wear the teeth the entire show so that I can laugh the entire show.
Maybe they'll make another appearance. Maybe I can put him back in. But
I'm
this
gonna
is our
take these
last
off too
show.
because they make my head itchy. Do you know how
I
like kids are like,
know.
no, I don't want to wear it. It makes making my head itchy. They're
Yeah.
itchy. And
Darn it, they were so cute.
I was having a really good hair day today too, so I'm gonna keep rocking a really good
Your
hair
hair
day
does
today.
look great. Yeah. Hey, this is
Thank
our
you.
last show before Halloween. And so I sent you a picture of a previous costume, like when I went all out for Halloween. And you sent me a picture of a previous Halloween, and we're the same.
Right.
So,
Right. These are so fun. And I have questions about yours. So let's start with yours.
okay. So that's
Look
me.
at hot Tina skeleton woman. And
So,
just tell us about this.
okay. So it took my awesome husband Jason, who's an artist, took multiple hours while I sat painstakingly still and he painted it. So everything you see that's a skeleton is actually painted. He even took an old pair of high-heeled shoes that I had and painted the bones on those. And then he like went up my legs and painted my arms. It took forever, painted my chest. But it was awesome. And it was for this costume contest at work. And I lost to a flying monkey. So I'm still just a little bitter about that because of all the work that went into it. But
What?
I know.
I feel like people wouldn't even know who you are in this costume. Like
I
to
know.
me, that means it's an epic costume if people don't even recognize you.
Thanks. Yeah, if I didn't know that I'd sat that long to be painted, I don't think I'd recognize myself.
Right.
Because
I
even
was
my
going to
face, like,
ask, like, did you buy these sleeves or whatever? Like, I'm so in awe of this.
thanks. And even the hair is my real hair, but it's just all like hairsprayed. It's like teased up and hairsprayed.
Was your hair black then?
No,
So did you dyed your hair temporarily?
it was like a black hairspray. You know, like
Okay.
around Halloween,
Yeah.
you always see that stuff.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. Hey,
Hey, oh
if
my
you're
gosh, this is my brother, and he's in Germany saying great costume.
Aw.
Thanks, John.
Wait a
Are
second,
you can
brother, it is like if I'm doing my math right, about 4:30 in the afternoon in Ireland.
Germany.
2:30. 2:30? Germany.
Do you have like
Sorry.
international clocks on your wall there?
I don't. I'm just doing some quick. I'm thinking 6 hours.
Yeah.
And 6 hours plus 8 is 14, which is 2:30. That's my quick math this morning.
Good job, Kristin. You're amazing. Well, my brother and his wife, if I read the post correctly, just recently won a costume contest for cutest couple at
Oh,
Oktoberfest. Yeah. So you're right, Kristin. It's on in the afternoon in Germany. Well, that's cool.
yeah.
We've got
He doesn't
international
have
viewing happening.
he doesn't have to get up so early. Hey,
Thanks
you
for tuning
guys.
in, John.
Let me just apologize in advance. We're still having some work done in our house, although it's quieter today. But I'm on my cell phone, so if it's like doing this during the show, it's just my handiwork.
Is it just like a Halloween special? Is it to make it look more spooky?
Maybe, yeah. Let's go with that. I like that.
So then you guys, so that was my like skeleton costume. So check this out, like from the same era. This is Kristin and her family all dressed like skeletons. How cute
I
is that?
know. Can you zoom in on this at all? I don't know if that's a possible thing on there.
It's not, unfortunately, with this
So this
software.
is like 8 years ago, probably. Josie was coming up on her first birthday.
Mm.
And I was very pregnant in this picture, which you maybe can't see but I have the skeleton with the baby in the belly shirt on.
That is
And
adorable.
yeah, so we used to do like a Halloween party every year. It was like the thing to do. And people did amazing costumes for this. So this was kind of a quick one because we had little kids. I was very pregnant. I did not have the energy to like exert into super epic costumes. But the year before this one, maybe 2 years before this one, I sent you a different one. To me, this is one of our all-time faves. So we did Adam's family with my parents and my sister one year. And
Look at
Grace's
little
face,
Wednesday.
I know
Oh,
her face, we painted her eyebrows black and it literally changed the look so much. It was so funny. So yeah, this is my mom and dad. So my mom was grandmama. My dad was Uncle Fester. He walked around with a light bulb in his mouth all night, such a trooper. And then my sister there is Lurch. And then obviously Doug and I are Gomez and holy cow, the name is escaped to
Morticia.
me. Morticia, thank you. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
you
so
guys
much fun.
rock that look.
So I wore that costume to work for Halloween. And it was just very black. It had this very weird flowy skirt on the bottom and a black wig that was very long. And somebody thought that's what I wore all the time. They thought I was like Middle Eastern and it was like my religion to dress with a long sleeve, or not religion, but like cultural practice to. And I had to explain to them that I was really dressed for Halloween and not normal. And like in that case, obviously, but I
Wow.
love that
So,
somebody thought my hair was real.
yeah, that you were just spooky and kooky like all the time, just as a matter of course.
Correct. That is correct. So,
I
yeah,
mean,
but
it
that
looks like
was
you should
fun.
almost have a tambourine, maybe a deck of tarot cards.
I know. It could have gone so many ways. So if I find it, the very first Halloween that Doug and I spent together, we dressed up and went out and we went as Johnny Cash and June Carter. And I have a really great black and white picture from that, but I can't find it. So if I find it, I will take a picture of a picture because I don't even have it digitally. We're so old. And I will have it for the show next week.
Right, kids. Kristin and I have lived during life before there was like social media, before there was digital photography. So like our entire lives are not documented online.
No, not all. I have a lot of pictures documented online, but not those from the first Halloween Doug and I were together.
Nice. Jason and I went in costume one time as Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein's
Oh,
monster, or the Bride
nice.
of Frankenstein, and that was super cool. We had actually like put these like glued these stitch marks onto Jason's head and then like painted the green and stuff over. It looked pretty cool.
I'm sure it looked awesome. Do you have pictures of that?
I think so. Not sure if they're digital, but I should track those down. How about for next week?
Okay, we've got homework for next week then. Epic.
Yes, we do.
Uh and Chris, you might be onto something. There might be some that you might be onto something there. Yeah, I different Halloween. I do have pictures of this. My costume wasn't as great, but Doug and I dressed up as Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne one year. And while mine just looked like kind of normal clothes with a wig, Doug looked awesome. So I also will see if I can find that.
Yeah, pictures or it didn't happen. That sounds awesome. Good morning, Stephen Fond du
uh,
Lac.
it's so fun. I really do love Halloween. I just think, it's just so much fun coming up with costumes. We loved when we had Halloween parties, loved hosting them and, getting together with people. And so the kids are excited to go out trick or treating this weekend or to help hand out candy. And so we have a referee, an Aaron Rodgers, and a Packer cheerleader this year. So
Interesting. So are those scary things? Is a
they're
reference,
not scary. They're going with the themed, thing. The fun fact is trick or treating in Manitowoc at least is this Sunday, and there is no Packer game because they play Thursday night. So it's
that's
kind of funny.
perfect. It's perfect because people will be willing to answer the door. You know, if it was right in the middle of a Packer game, I don't know if kids would
Mm-hmm.
get as much candy.
Right. You
Although,
again are very correct.
and with their record so far this season, it's the perfect year to be dressed in a Packer theme.
That's right. That is right. So it will
That's so
be
cute.
certainly fun. So I'll have pictures of that for next week too.
Awesome. I think what's cool about putting your mind to a costume is it works the creative muscles in your brain, right? Like it's a way
Right.
to really express that creativity and to momentarily become something you're not.
Right. It was kind of cool because Grace kind of inspired it. She was like, I want to be a referee. Like, can I get a striped shirt or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. And I love the context of her thinking as a young lady that she can be a referee because there's, from what I know, one female referee in the NFL. And I don't know, I'm not familiar, obviously, with collegiate sports if there's female referees there, but I don't believe there's a female referee in the MLB at all. And so I love the idea of her thinking that she could be a referee. I don't know if it's in her blood, but so I'm
Well,
like,
she's
yeah, let's
awesome.
do it.
She's
Yeah,
blazing paths for her generation. That's awesome.
sure. And then
Sure.
Josie's the one dressing as Aaron Rodgers. So again, I've got a football star thinking little girl who's very excited to have a football helmet. So um, we're gonna run with it.
Cute. So my brother that chatted in from Germany, a couple of Halloweens, he would dress as like this creepy scarecrow, and he had like a hay bale and stuff, and he would just like flop into a chair on my parents' porch. He literally looked like just a porch decoration, right? And he would sit there and he'd be so quiet and so still. And trick or treaters would come up to the door and then he'd be like, Happy Halloween. And oh my gosh. I remember sitting like I parked on the road and like crouched down in my car just so I could observe. It was hilarious, the responses. Kids would
I
scream and run and
Yeah, I love when people do that. I remember the pumpkin house in Two Rivers always had somebody sitting on the porch. And you never knew if they were real or like it was super hard to tell, but they would move just a little bit and you were like, I knew it.
Does that still happen? Is there still a pumpkin house in Two Rivers?
I want to say that they're retired, but if somebody else knows the answer, yeah, I thought like the house sold or
Hmm. Yeah,
something.
I haven't heard about it in the last few years. So,
Hmm. I
speaking
think
of
we went,
pumpkins,
I think we went 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and that was the last year, if I'm remembering correctly.
mm, hmm. Well, so you mentioned pumpkins. This was a couple of years ago, but this is at Whispering Orchards. It's just so beautiful when
Yes.
you see the fields filled with pumpkins. And this one, I just loved how the sun was shining on them. They're so orange.
Right. We shared pictures from apple picking a couple of weeks ago, and you could pick pumpkins there to the field as well. And I actually am very fond of pumpkins that are part orange and part like emerald green. I just think they're so cool. So yeah, it is fun. It's fun to see, those pops of color amongst the leaves and kind of dirt in the pumpkin fields.
Yeah, it's especially at a time of year when everything else is kind of, you know, turning to browns and,
Right.
more muted colors. You've got these like punches of orange in the field. It looks so cool.
Right. So I sent you a picture. I don't know if you had a chance to upload it. So I drive by Lower Cato Falls Park on the way taking the kids to school, and the trees just out in the country are really starting to change beautifully. But there's this one fire red tree amongst all these other ones, and it's very pretty out there. But like, I actually stopped this morning. I'm like, that's it. I'm taking a picture of this tree. There's this one beautiful blazing reddish orange tree out in the middle of all the rest.
Look at
Isn't
that.
it
It's
so
like it's on
pretty?
fire. It is so pretty. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm really glad that you caught a picture, especially with the way the sun is hitting it. Perfect time of
right.
day to take that.
So, beautiful color out that way. If you haven't been out to Lower Cato Falls, I'll pitch our county parks again. It's just so pretty that way. Now, I will say, I feel like the trees in our yard this year. So we have some red maples, we have some sugar maples, but I feel like they've kind of gone from reddish brown to nothing this year, and the leaves are just falling off. Like I don't feel like they're changing as much. Have you noticed
Yeah,
that?
I feel like in our yard, the leaves, one day they were on the tree, there was a few trickle downs, and then they were just gone. They like were
Yeah.
all off. It wasn't that gradual change like you often have.
Mhm. Right.
Hey,
So I don't
we've got
know.
some jokes happening in the chat.
Oh,
Let's just share these with everybody. So Stephen from Fond du Lac says, "What do you get if you divide the circumference of a pumpkin by its diameter?" And John from Germany said, "Pie." Or more specifically, pumpkin
pumpkin
pie.
pie.
That's perfect. Thanks. That's awesome.
Oh, I love that they
Speaking of
spelled
pumpkins,
pie P-I.
well, that's the math joke.
I know, I get it.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Because I didn't even know the answer. I don't think I would have come up with pie. Maybe if I had thought about it long enough.
There you go.
So I was going to say, my teen is now like, too cool to carve pumpkins. But I pulled up this
Hmm.
archive photo. This is, from a long time ago. But this photo has always appealed to me because it seems like this group of pumpkins. And like there's three that are in on the joke. It's like somebody just told that pumpkin pie joke. The one on the
Right.
far left doesn't quite get it. It's like me, like, wait,
Yes.
pie? What? And then the one on the right is like, oh, surprised.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't even have a mouth. It just its eyes are big, like, ah.
But then like the
Which
big one,
one?
he's kind of like leaning over.
Yeah. He's leaning in to hear the joke. He's like very interested and intrigued.
Yes.
I'm the other one. Um, wait, so sorry. Teak is too old to carve pumpkins. He won't do it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes if the mood strikes him, but this year was not in the cards.
There is no mood for pumpkins this year. So
So that's what we got.
yeah, we picked pumpkins. We're gonna do it. Our kids are off of school this week on Thursday and Friday. So on Thursday, I think Thursday, no, not Thursday, Friday morning, I think we're gonna spread some newspaper, paper bags or something out, and the girls are gonna carve them before the weekend so they can be out on the porch.
Awesome. So is it just sort of, these pumpkins all have just a very, traditional, not even scary, like none of these pumpkins have that scary pumpkin look, but
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some pumpkins that get really elaborate with, kind of art
Mm-hmm.
images. Where do your girls end up? Do they have a plan?
They do have a plan. What I have heard is Nora wanted to make hers into a kitty. So she was going to cut triangle eyes out for the eyes and then use them as kitty ears on top. Um, Josie kind of said the same thing.
Smart.
She was going to do puppy ears and she was going to do round eyes so she could use the ears on top. So we'll see. And then Grace actually picked kind of, like I said, a hybrid pumpkin. Either hers is orange and green or all green. And I
Ooh,
think she was thinking about stealing a witch hat from our Halloween inventory and was going to maybe do a more scary face and then put the witch hat on it. So
nice.
I will send you whatever we end up with because sometimes where we
Yeah.
start and where we finish is not always the same.
Hey, to put the ears on the top, we use like a toothpick or something to
Yeah.
secure it in place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
smart. I
Use a
definitely want to
toothpick.
see pictures.
Yeah. We've kind of done it a couple of times before. Grace has done different things. And so, like I said, we have done the patterned ones before, like a cat or some simple ones, but sometimes they're just too hard for the kids to pull off. So,
Good morning, Todd. Steve
Todd, you
said,
are wonderful people.
yeah, right back at you, Todd. Steve said, I'm too old to carve pumpkins. However, my wife loves Halloween, so she makes me carve a pumpkin too.
Yeah. I love it. You got to give
And
input.
hey, John is asking, do we know if there are haunted houses happening around Manti this year with COVID? I do know that Scare USA is
Mhm.
happening in Two Rivers, and that's probably the biggest one around. And I've seen a car that has decals for Haunted Forest at Camp Tapawingo, which makes me think it's happening.
There is also a haunted forest, I think, wagon ride out in Chilton that I actually talked to somebody from church on Sunday. He had taken a carload of kids out there. They waited like 2 hours in line to get in. And he said it was awesome. They like maybe not super scary, but like laughed and were like, ah, and then laughed and like that they had a really good time together. And he had like middle school and high school age kids with him. So I'm sorry, I don't exactly know what it's called, but I'm sure you can find information online about that. So,
Oh,
so
that sounds
Steve, the
super cool.
answer is yes. And I feel like Chilton can't be that far away for you.
Yeah, that's right. Right, right. Well, I think it was John asking from Germany. So that's probably a little far. But
Okay.
yeah, Stephen from Fond du Lac to Chilton, that's probably just as close or maybe even closer than Manitowoc to Chilton.
Is John in Germany attending haunted houses there?
Yeah, John, our haunted house is a thing in Germany.
I love that John is now John in Germany.
Risa said haunted golf cart rides at Calumet County Fairground.
Ooh, fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
See, you've got lots of options.
Yeah. So, John, does that mean you're going to come home for a quick little Halloween visit?
Yeah. Just a little trip over the little pond and come on over.
Hey, we were talking about county parks, and you showed us that incredible picture of the red tree that looks like it's on fire at Cato Falls. This weekend, Jason and I went out to Wallahai over by Kiel, another incredible county park. And look at this picture. Like, this picture just, I love this. It was so beautiful. The day was perfect, the blue sky. Um, there's not as much color, I guess, in this picture, but it just makes
Right.
you want to go there, doesn't it?
The blue sky with the little clouds and the sun looks very intriguing. So tell me, this looks like either the road in or one of the horse trails there.
Yeah, I think it was the road in. I think we had parked, and I think we parked earlier than we needed to. So we were just like, wait,
Sure.
where's the trail? But it turned
Yeah.
out no matter where you went, whether it was even the road or the trail, it was gorgeous. And then once we found the trail, like this is like not the Ice Age trail part of it, but it kind of like went around the edge. And so it was just this beautiful vista. You can see all the trees changing color in the distance. And like I loved whatever this evergreen is above us, this bough that was
Hmm.
sticking out over the trail.
You
It
guys
turns
are
out that
so
like
cute.
things. Chasing blazes in the forest is one of my favorite things to do with Jason.
Aw. Yeah. Again, we've talked about Wallahai, but there's miles of trails out there you can walk. So pretty.
Oh, by the way, Raisa said that the event in Chilton is the haunted golf carts.
Oh, well, there we go. Problem solved.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks for
Um,
knowing that and sharing that.
so Tina, how
Yeah.
far along are you in your mammoth hiking, walking trail goal?
Done. Done.
Yeah. High
Yeah.
five.
Yep. Thank you. It was so much fun. And honestly, this October was the most amazing October to do that, right?
Right.
Because it stayed warm long enough. We've had a lot of beautiful days. And so it was easy to just be like, are you done with your work today? Let's go for a tromp in the woods. So
Right. Oh, that's so cool. Way to go. You're even way above ahead of schedule here.
I know, I know. I know it's only the 26th and we had until the 31st. So
All right. So since Raisa knew that the haunted golf cart ride is Calumet County, sorry, that seems like it's hard to say today, so I had to think about it. Um, do you know how much it is? Let's try that on for size and see if we can just give a little shout out. Not that I want you leaving our county. However, if it's somewhat kid friendly and it's fun and it's outside, why not?
and it sounds like a really unique adventure. I've
Hmm.
certainly never done a haunted golf cart ride before.
Right. Just a side pitch. Calumet County Park is beautiful. Right on Lake Winnebago. We have gone camping there. It is really, really pretty all year
What
round.
side of Lake Winnebago is it on?
It is on the east side of Lake Winnebago.
Hmm.
So think Stockbridge area, maybe a little bit. I have to think what direction, a little bit south of Stockbridge, right on Lake Winnebago. Like our campsite, we could literally hear the waves crashing on Lake Winnebago this summer when we stayed there. And it's just so.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, so do you remember last year, Kristin, when
Mm.
like around Halloween, we put costumes on? Oh, wait a minute. I just want to follow up. So it looks like there is a link being shared about the haunted golf cart rides. Brooke, thank you so much for posting this. That
Hey,
probably has
Brooke
all the
Noiser.
information somebody needs.
Good morning, Brooke. Hey, I have a quick side story about Brooke, and I know she's going to laugh. She's going to know exactly what I'm going to say. But I just heard if any of you have been following on Facebook, there's a page called You Might Be from Manitowoc If. Brooke recently had a chicken hitchhike itself on her husband's truck into town to CrossFit. And the chicken was running around on North A Street around Quick Trip, and there's a hair salon and the Strand. So if you just need a laugh today, go read those posts and look at the pictures of this chicken. There's comments about it being a city chicken, and it's very, very funny. They did catch the chicken. Yeah, thanks, Brooke. They did a couple of days later. It took a couple of days. This is a clearly deceitful and active chicken. It took them a couple of days to find it and actively catch it, but it did get taken back home to the country where it is supposed to be living.
Let's just unpack this. So the coolest coast is such a cool place to be that the chicken crossed the road, not only crossed the road, but hitched a ride and came all the way here and then hid out from authorities for as long as it could to
That
remain on the coolest coast.
That's correct. And it turns out the chicken crossed the road from the Strand to go to Quick Trip.
There you go, folks. The age-old answer to why did the chicken cross the road?
That's right. And now, I don't know if you guys just saw that, they have now named the chicken Chicago because it clearly wants to be a city chicken and doesn't enjoy its very nice country life.
Yeah. And I think also fittingly that road that you were talking about in between the Strand and Quick Trip, that is Chicago, right?
It is Chicago Street. You're right. Brooke, did you think about that? You're right.
I love it. That is awesome. That's fantastic.
Uh,
Hey, so I think it was last year, right, Kristin, that we put some costumes on. I had a unicorn head and you had a witch hat around this time of year. So that unicorn head, my other brother, not John in Germany, but my other brother, loves
wait,
unicorns.
what's the other brother's name?
Tyler. Dr. Tyler.
Tyler is in Madison.
Yes, yep.
Okay,
Dr. Tyler's in Madison.
Tyler in Madison, John in Germany.
Yeah. And so he loves unicorns. And so the best thing I could do with that unicorn head after I wore it on the show was I sent it to him. I didn't know what to expect he was going to do with it, right? But I sent it to him and he just sent me this picture of his cat. His cat loves the unicorn head.
Hello,
She's like
kitty.
a little cat house. And isn't that adorable?
Yes. The cat is like got the perfect little look like, are you taking my picture? Would you like me to look at you?
Yeah. I just love
I
that
want to
picture so much
know.
I had to share it with you.
This is clearly a partially black cat with a little, it looks like white, but is it have black and white on its body or is it a black cat? Because that would be very fitting.
It's a tuxedo cat. So it's got like that little bit of white above, like between its eyes and by its mouth. And I'm pretty sure, got like striping down his belly.
Okay.
He's a cool
Aw.
cat. Yeah.
Tyler and Madison, thank you for sharing your unicorn cat picture with us.
And it's perfect because you're dressed as a cat today, or you were.
I know. I can put it back on. Maybe.
Oh, and Brooke confirmed that
One-handed.
is Chicago Street. Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
Hold on. You're going to look at the ceiling for a minute.
Okay. And this is probably a good place to end the show. So
Okay.
I just want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you so much for joining us in the chat, for telling jokes, for sharing information. This has been an awesome morning. Real Housewives. Nice. Oh, that was so ungraceful putting fangs in. All right. So we are wishing everybody a very, very happy Halloween.
Hold on. You have to say it in Dracula voice.
I want to suck your blood. Happy Halloween. Something like that.
Yes, exactly like that.
All right. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Happy Halloween.